If you've ever wondered why building wealth feels so hard, even when you're earning decent money, you're not alone. This is one of the most common situations for many people. Most people aren't failing because they're lazy or irresponsible. They're failing because the system they're using is broken. In this video, we're going to break down why most people struggle to build wealth, the hidden forces that keep them stuck, and the practical steps to finally move forward. This isn't about hacks or gimmicks. It's about understanding the real obstacles and building a plan that works in real life. Here's the key truth. Wealth isn't built by one big decision. It's built by hundreds of small, consistent decisions that stick. Try to find a nugget of truth in each of these sections to apply to your own financial life. Section 1. The myth of just earn more. One of the most common beliefs is if I just make more money, everything will work out. It sounds logical, but here's the truth. Income alone doesn't create wealth. Structure does. Why? Because as income rises, expenses usually rise too. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it quietly eats every raise you get. Here's an example. You get a significant raise from $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Rent goes up, car payment goes up, dining out doubles. Suddenly, you're still living paycheck to paycheck, just with nicer stuff. The key insight here is that wealth isn't about how much you earn. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it. Section 2. The real reason people feel stuck. Most people operate without a clear system. Money comes in, money goes out, and the leftovers, if any, are saved. That's reactive, not proactive. When you rely on leftovers, you'll always feel behind, because life will always find ways to spend what's available. So what's missing? Automatic savings, clear boundaries for spending, a plan for emergencies. Without these, even high earners often feel broke. Section 3. The 3 big obstacles to wealth. Let's name the real culprits. Number 1, no margin. Margin is the gap between what you earn and what you spend. No margin means no progress. If fixed costs eat 70 to 80% of your income, you're fragile. You don't have margin. Number 2, debt drag. Debt isn't just a payment. It's a heavy financial weight. Every dollar to interest is not only a dollar that can't build wealth, but it's a wasted dollar. High interest debt is the biggest wealth killer. Number 3, lack of automation. If saving requires willpower, it won't happen consistently. That's just human nature. Automation turns good intentions into actual results. Here's a simple example scenario. Imagine 2 people, both earning $70,000 a year. One automates 10% or $7,000 a year to savings and investments. The other plans to save what's left. After 5 years, the first person has $35,000 saved automatically. The second, well, it depends on what was left, but more often than not, maybe $5,000 if they're lucky. Section 4, the psychology of money. Here's something most advice ignores. Money decisions aren't just math, they're emotional. Stress makes us overspend for comfort. Comparison makes us upgrade for status. And fatigue makes us skip planning altogether. If your system doesn't account for human behavior, or in other words, if it expects perfection or willpower, eventually it will fail. So what's the solution to this? Build a system that works on your tired days especially, not just the days when you're financially motivated. Here's a simple example. If saving requires opening an app and making a decision every payday, you'll skip it when life gets busy. But if it's automated, you've already decided and set up the system to transfer, for example, 10% of your paycheck to savings, then it happens automatically, even when you're stressed. Section 5. The simple framework that fixes this. Here's the fix, and it's simpler than you think. Step 1. Automate your future. On payday, move money automatically to 2 accounts. Number 1, your safety account, or your emergency fund. Start with 5% automatically shifted to this account. Number 2, your growth or investments account. Again, start with 5%. You can always increase these percentages later as you get more comfortable. What's left after you transfer these percentages is what you spend. Here's why this works. You stop negotiating with yourself every month, every purchase. The system enforces good behavior because you've already allocated your funds to your future self. Step 2, cap fixed costs. Aim for 50 to 60% of take-home pay for housing, loans, and insurance. Remember, the lower your fixed costs, the higher your financial flexibility. Here's an example. If you earn $5,000 a month and fixed costs are $3,800, you're fragile. You only have $1,200 of breathing room. Drop your fixed costs intentionally and little by little to $3,000, and suddenly you have $800 more margin every month. Step 3, build buffers. Create sinking funds for predictable irregulars. This is an account titled Sinking Funds for things like car repairs, travel, gifts, or medical expenses. These are things that aren't necessarily unexpected, but can definitely be unpredictable. Even just $50 per month can add up fast. If you put $50 per month in your sinking funds account, specifically for, say, car repairs, that's $600 a year. That's one major repair covered without stress. Step 4, track 3 numbers. You've heard me say this before. There are really only 3 numbers that matter for you to track. Number 1, your savings rate. Number 2, your net worth. And number 3, your fixed expense ratio. These tell you if you're moving forward without tracking every coffee. But why these 3? Well, they measure progress, they measure flexibility, and they measure your habits, all without complexity. Step 5, upgrade slowly. When income rises, let lifestyle lag behind a bit. Wait 90 days before any big upgrades. Use your raises to boost your savings first. If you get a $10,000 raise, for example, instead of upgrading everything, put $7,000 or 70% towards saving and investments. Use 30% for lifestyle upgrades. That's how wealth compounds. Section 6, what this feels like in real life. When this system is in place, emergencies stop feeling catastrophic. Savings grow quietly in the background. Spending feels guilt-free because the future is handled. Wealth stops being a dream and starts being a process. Remember, most people struggle to build wealth, but they struggle because they chase income instead of structure. Fix the structure, automate your future, create margin. Do that, and wealth becomes inevitable. Start small, but start today, because the richest feeling isn't more, it's peace of mind.